telling you. When you watch what we call quote unquote programming for the black community, where it's mostly blacks involved. What is the premise of a lot of these shows? And I want to hear Truth Nation, because we've been talking about it, but I want to hear Truth Nation chime in, 833-212-1017. Talk to text, 833-212-1017. And I'm sure there's shows that you can find negatively on all cultures. I mean, if you look hard enough. But I'm going to tell you right now, when you look at how they betray the black man, the black woman, and the black child, I gotta say, I think that they're trying to send negative images and stereotypical images in the programming. And many times we not making all the money. We don't own the networks. We don't have the ability to own even our rights sometimes. You got people, they don't even own their rights. They get on these shows. And yeah, we could choose not to watch it. I'm not asking that. I'm saying when you see these shows, what is the premise? I remember when, I'm talking about mainstream stuff. Okay? But when you walk away from it, what are you walking away with? I'm interested. And if you got a good show, please say it. That's mainstream, that's out here. Because we need to hear that. But I'm just a little disturbed, Benjamin, from what I'm seeing in 2024 compared to when I was coming up. Where it was a little bit more family orientated, where it was a little bit, where it was a little lesson that was learned. And then, you felt like, man, that was, you got the moral of the story. Something you walked away with a positive feeling sometimes, many times when it came to our program. And now, I don't know, when I look at it, I'm like, what in the, what? I mean, I felt like I wasted my life watching some of this stuff. Like, and I'm looking at it because young people are watching this, and, the next generation is coming up. And then you talk about the music and the television programming and things that they, when we all had to go through this. We all had to. We had NWA. But we also had Fight the Power, Chuck D, It was a multiple artists that was out. Multiple TV show ideas that was out. 833-212-1017. Talk to text 833-212-1017. We're going to head to the lines. Al, you on the new 1017 The Truth. Tap in.
Well, let's see. They're pushing violence, ghetto-ness. Some things are hypersexual. We can put homosexuality, but all the things they're pushing, it was already out. And one thing we have to understand, we all have a brain. Just because you see it, you don't have to act that way. It's entertainment. But sometimes we don't have to do that. Prime example, they're pushing all this racism, but what do they show people doing? Oh, I'm going to depend on God. But even though God died on the cross for our so-called sins, they ain't fixed nothing. Or they're showing homosexual men, homosexual women. But you got women who are single thinking another man trying to take their man who was already messing with a man when he was in prison. All right? Or you got another people sitting here talking about, oh, it's an abomination. It's two women touching on each other. So it's a lot of stuff that's being pushed, but it's up to you to make the difference. I like my ratchet music, but do I supposed to go out and hear that ratchet?
Right.
Yes, I go both ways. Does that mean you supposed to do it? We are all individuals. Yes, some people feel God is the key and God has the answer, and it still ain't stop none of the negativity on earth. Does that mean that everybody's supposed to get close to God? Absolutely not. We are all individuals, and it's up to you to change it, and it's up to you to raise your kids. Not an iPhone, not Zeus. Just as well as y'all can go get your hair done, sit up in church with them big hats, y'all can take time to raise y'all kids. Because the raising your kids is the experience that they can share with you that helps them grow. TV is just TV.
Entertainment.
Yeah, that's what. There you go. It's all racism being pushed. I mean, we see it right in our face. But does that mean we supposed to be racist bigots? Absolutely not. So it's all kind of stuff being pushed. But you have a brain, and you have a brain, and you know how to think for yourself. But if you don't know how to think for yourself, and you have to do what's on TV, you one weak-minded individual, and maybe you should get what you deserve since you don't know how to think for yourself. How about that?
And that is the argument. Like, you can always turn it off. But, it ain't that simple. Some people, they take this stuff as reality. I remember when we was listening to rap music, we used to think that the rappers was real. Like, this was the life they was living. It was entertainment, but we really believed that Eazy-E was really, Eazy-E. And we believed that Chuck D was really Chuck D or KRS-One. We believed that back then, when we listened to the music. We felt that it had to be real. Then you grow up and you find out it was ghostwriters and everything. People, you start looking at the album covers and start looking, and once you understand what writing credits is, you start looking at it and see that a lot of this was just for entertainment purposes. And a lot of people were shaping their lives off a 3-minute video, being jammed. They would see something in the video where it was shoes, clothes, or activities, and they would make their whole summer about that video. And they know this. They know this. It's called programming. They know this. It's not that a lot of people are, they want to find out where to get the fashion ideas. So a lot of these shows, a lot of the music artists were able to dress us or shape what we consumed. So that's been going on. But now it's like we only getting like one brand of black. If it's a guy, he got to be a clown or a thug. The thug role or the clown role to get attention. And if it's a female, she got to be over sexual and combative. I'm going to head to the lines. Black Conscious. You on the new 101.7 The Truth. Tap in.
Yo, King, what's the other part about that to the rap song? It went from us taking pride of historical black colleges, because remember we used to wear the college gear, sweatshirts, and gangster rap killed the conscious rap, and they pushed it forward, and that became the way of the land, just as well as the programming. It's no longer programming because we have a demand for it.
Oh,
I don't
we thirsty for
television and shows. Yeah, because it's all souls ratchetness, discord, and dysfunction. And if you got any of those, you're winning. And that is what they're portraying is the way. Unfortunately, that's just the time that we're living in. But I stopped watching shows a long time ago. I even cut my Spectrum. Yes, that's right, Spectrum. I got rid of your butt. Just so, I won't be bombarded with that because there's no way of getting it. Also, you said something about the men in there. One other thing you left out that is required for the men in there to portray, he got to be overly flamboyantly gay. And he would get the front row call in front of everybody, the righteous brother, the brother who's trying to be, the man that he is, all of that, he will come before all of them. So it is a tactic that they're using, right. But we embraced it, and now we have taken it by the horns and ain't no turning back. all the shows you see. I used to like. I love Queen Sugar. I love Queen Sugar. It had a good message to it. You know, I don't know if they're on hiatus for the winter and they're coming back in the summer, but I was really disappointed when that went away. Greenleaf was another one. Yeah, they had their issues, but then there was a foundation of family and togetherness, and we all have our issues. But that is what they're selling this day.
I like to watch Black Lightning. They had Black Lightning. The teacher, that was a good program
brother
to watch.
Who was out here fighting injustices, and here you go, you want to, and none of that lasts. Now, we could pick this up, but you know, we're looking at reruns and stuff.
Right.
So it's one of those things. I'm glad you brought this topic up, but our children is thirsting for this discord, this dysfunction, and things of like wretchedness and things. You know, that's what they push as hot, and you know, and all of that. And
you got to be lit.
Of course. Yeah, of course, the ratings gonna reflect that. So they ain't gonna go with it. You say, no, this is not right. You know, if the ratings is up, it sells.
Hey, that's you know, all I'm saying is that it used to be a group of ideas that you can choose from. Now it's I don't even know what this is, and then this is just being put out there in the masses, in a massive amount. And I believe it's programming. I was looking at this, what they were saying about studies. They say studies show extensive viewing of television violence may cause children to become more aggressive and anxious. Like, you know, feeling like they have to react in a certain way because they're going to believe that the world is scary and unsafe. So anytime somebody approaches them a certain way, they're going to react in an aggressive or maybe a violent way. This is like the studies. When you talk about programming, like what I'm seeing, and largely women doing it. Hey, look, when we come back, we're going to stay on the lines and we're going to read some of these talk to text. I want to know, 833-212-1017, what are we seeing in 2024 in the black mainstream media when it comes to television, video, audio? Are we seeing, does this represent our communities as a whole? I mean, this is something that's going out there and the next generation is consuming a lot of this.